energy stored in a capacitor. Suppose you have a capacitor, a plate A and B. Now this is grounded, A is grounded. Now I give only one positive charge here. Only one positive charge here. Now it will go on shift. I'm doing, there is a, once I, that time potential is zero. Potential is zero in the beginning, right? When I add one, then now one positive charge is here. That means by removing 1 coulomb of charge from here, I have done some amount of, then potential was zero in the beginning. Now I add another one charge, another charge. What will happen? This charge try to repel this. Therefore, I have to do some amount of work done to shift one charge. Work done per unit charge is equal to rise in potential, is it not? When I put some, what happens? The potential slightly rises. Potential is equal to say 1 volt, it rises. Now how many charges are accumulated here? Now 2 charges are there. Now I am bringing another one positive charge. Now this 2 positive charge try to repel this because you don't want. Now again I am doing some amount of work. Because so that if I am able to add the 3 charges, now potential rises now. The potential rises by 5 volt. That means to push 1 coulomb of charge here against this 2 coulomb of charge, how much work I have done? I have done about 4 joules I have done. Now how many charges are there now here? 3 coulombs are there. 1, 2, 3 coulombs are there. Again I am bringing another 1 coulomb of charge. This time how much I have to do? I have to do 5 joules of work to push 1 coulomb here. Then what happens? Now 1 coulomb somehow I push it, and then what happens? Now this 5 joules. Now what happens? Its potential increases by 10 volt. Every time I keep adding 1 coulomb, what will happen? I have to do some amount of work. But the work done is stored in the form of potential energy. It's not. I have done 5 joules of work here to put 1 coulomb here. What is the rise in potential? 1 volt. Now 10 coulomb of charges are there. Again I want to put 1 coulomb here. How much I have to spend joules? About 7 joules I have to spend to keep 1 coulomb here. So that what is the voltage increases? 17 volt. Therefore, how to calculate the work? Therefore, what is the average work? Average work is what? First 1 coulomb of charge and 0 plus finally what I do is 200 coulombs. 200 coulombs of charge I am adding, so that I got so much potential. 17, 18, 19, about 1000 volt I got it. Therefore, what is it? Work done per charge is equal to potential. Therefore, what is the work done? Charge into potential. You know this formula. Therefore, what is it? What is the charge here? 200. I have added 200 total charge. What is the maximum charge? And what is the maximum potential is this. What is the average potential? Average potential is what? Average work done. Average work done 1 coulomb 0 volt plus 200 coulomb 1000 volt divided by 2. Therefore, this stored in the form of work done is the form of potential energy. That is half QV. How simple it is. That's all. Q is equal to C is equal to what? Q by V. Q is equal to CV. You substitute here. Half CV V. Half CV square. How simple, no? But such a simple thing, our second year PUC people, they won't accept. They won't accept. This is simple logic. Logic is same thing. Make it more complicated. More complicated. What is more complicated? Introduce integration, differentiation, confuse and do this. Then they will accept. I will do that what energy stored in the capacitor in the examination. But you understood the object. This is the object. Okay. See here, same paper, same size, but how to get it for 3 marks? Energy stored in a capacitor. Consider a capacitor consists of two plates A and B, right? Now I am adding a charge Q to the plate A, so that its potential increases by a small amount dV. To add, that means charging, that means adding the charge means doing some amount of work, doing small work, right? Small work. Therefore, what is potential? Rise in potential is equal to work done per unit charge, is it not? Rise in potential is equal to work done per unit charge. This is what? Work done per unit charge, like this. Therefore, small amount of work done is equal to Q into dV. That means small amount of work done in adding a charge Q. Small amount of charge, say 5 coulomb. So that the potential rises by dV. Here what? Potential rises by 7 volt, no? 10 volt to 7 volt dV by adding a few amount of charge, 2 coulomb, like that. What is the total work done? Total work done in adding a charge from Q, what is it? Total charge, so that its potential rises by total potential V. Rise in potential is V. That is equal to what? Q dV 0 to Q. This is also equal to what? 0 to capital V. Q you can interchange because capacitance is equal to what? Q by V, right? Therefore, Q is equal to C into V. Charge by increase in voltage. Therefore, Q by V is equal to, Q is equal to this. This is small amount of charge. This is total charge you are going to add, right? Therefore, this is, but C is equal to what? Epsilon naught, epsilon r, A by D. This is constant, this is constant. The area of a plate is constant. Distance between them is also constant. Therefore, what you write, Q I will write is what? C V dV. C is constant, it comes out. Okay. Therefore, total work done is equal to C integral of 0 to capital V. Or this also you can do it here also. Q is equal to C by V, or V is equal to, don't want. This itself will do it. Therefore, C is equal to, C comes out. Therefore, V dV. Integration of this is what? V square by 2. Right? 0 to capital V. Then C by 2 it comes out. Capital V square minus 0 square. Therefore, this work done is stored in the form of as potential energy. Therefore, U is equal to, total work done is equal to half C V square. Understood? So much joules. See, if you want, you can do some more things, right? What is half mv square? Like half m v square. In place of m you have got C. In place of velocity you got potential, right? Therefore, here half C V square, but capacitance is equal to Q by V, is it not? Therefore, I can substitute here of C dot Q by V and V square, we can control of Q V. This also, but better remember this. So much joules. Easy. Then next, Van de Graaff generator. For Van de Graaff generator is to produce large potential difference on this. See some CET question they will ask like this. U is equal to half C V square, and C is equal to what? Epsilon naught A and D. You substitute here. Therefore, U is equal to half C is epsilon naught A D V square. I can put it. Then what? You know, surface charge densities are charge per unit area. Therefore, charge is equal to sigma into A. You know this, right? But electric intensity is what? Sigma by epsilon naught. Therefore, sigma is equal to epsilon naught E. You substitute, right? Therefore, Q is equal to epsilon naught E and A. Right? Epsilon naught A E is equal to Q right. Then epsilon naught A is equal to Q by E. Possible? You can do that way also. But energy stored is what? What is U? U is equal to half, here of half Q V, but half Q. C is equal to Q by V. Therefore, V is equal to Q by C. Just I substitute here. What will get? Q by C of Q square by C U. Then again what? What is Q square? Q square is equal to epsilon naught square E square A square, correct? I will substitute here. U is equal to half C epsilon naught square E square A square. Again, I don't know what I am doing here. See, this again I substitute here. Epsilon naught square E square A square. Again what? Epsilon naught A D. A get cancelled. D goes up. Epsilon naught get cancelled. Therefore, half. You will get some nonsense. What is this? Okay. This makes sense now. Okay. This also energy. There is what energy stored. See, one thing I'll tell you. Here, what do you mean by this A and D? See, A is what? Area of the plate, is it not? Okay. This is area of the plate. D is the distance, right? That means distance between the plate. Okay. Therefore, if you take like this also represent U divided by AD. I'll put it. A into area is area into D is what? Volume, is it not? Suppose U divided by volume is equal to half epsilon naught E, right? Divided by the volume E by D. Is it possible? What is this actually? This represent A by D, A square. Here A is there. Look. Half. Look here. U is equal to half epsilon naught square E square. A get cancelled. Then what? This D goes up. This goes up. Yes. This is volume, is it not? U by AD is equal to half epsilon naught E square. This is the volume. What is it? Energy stored per unit volume. This is what? Energy stored per unit volume. This is also called energy density. Is equal to half epsilon E square. This is called energy density of the capacitor. Therefore, energy stored in a capacitor is also called energy density. Therefore, this type of analysis is very, very important for CET. Right? Therefore, any moment that video will go off, just I will start again this one. Because this is only a practice method. See, A level, it is not a professional, right? Like we are doing some movie shooting or something, so that we have to practice several times and do it. On spot, what is appearing for me, I am doing it now. That is what energy stored in the potential energy stored of CV square, I remember. But I also remembered this is epsilon naught, epsilon r, A by D. Also I know C is equal to Q by V. Now you substitute it here, right? Q is equal to CV, right? Sigma is equal to charge by area. Sigma is nothing but what? This by electric intensity is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. All these things, let us see, we'll try to put it here, something. We'll try to put here. E is equal to 1 by epsilon naught Q by A, correct? Sigma is equal to Q by A. Therefore, Q is equal to epsilon naught E A. Can I write like this? Therefore, C is equal to Q by V. C is equal to Q by V. C is, and here V square get cancelled. U is equal to half Q V. But V is equal to what? V. How to do this? But everything is converted into, again V is equal to Q by C of V is equal to Q by C. Therefore, Q square by 2C U, and C is again substitute here. Q square by 2C is what? Epsilon naught, epsilon R A and D. U is equal to Q square, you substitute. Therefore, D goes here. U is equal to Q square D by 2 epsilon naught, epsilon R A. Again Q I substitute here. U is equal to epsilon square E square A square D by 2 epsilon naught, epsilon R A get cancelled. Therefore, this epsilon get cancelled. Epsilon naught half epsilon naught E square why it is coming here? Epsilon R A and D epsilon square not square epsilon R. Here epsilon R square, that one, this one will cancel. That epsilon R. Okay, now of epsilon naught, epsilon R, E square, this is volume. Therefore, potential energy per unit volume is equal to half epsilon naught epsilon r E square. Got it here? Therefore, this is energy density. Energy density is equal to half epsilon naught epsilon r E square. Energies are joules per meter cube. See, these all type of analysis for entrance exams. That you may not, if you want to concentrate or concentrate, don't want. But this derivation is very, very important for 3 marks for final exam. Remember. Okay. This we have done energy stored for final exam. 3 marks, you know. Now, what is a Van de Graaff generator? Van de Graaff, it is a machine which can build high voltage in terms of million volt, few million volt, right? That means what? Is 6 to 8 million volt. Million means 10 to the power of 6 volt. It is equal to thunder. You can produce a thunder. Such a high voltage you can produce. What is the principle of the Van de Graaff? See, Van de Graaff, G-R-A-F generator. Principle of Van de Graaff generator. See, any spherical shell, you know, this is a spherical shell. Okay? Any spherical shell, a charge body, a charge conductor is brought very close to it. It contains 1000 positive charge. It induces 1000. Suppose this 1000 negative charge it induces. If you bring 1000 negative charge, it induces 1000 positive charge. If a charge conductor is brought, suppose outside. Now what I do is, here I introduce a 10 positive charge inside the conductor, inside the spherical conductor. What will happen? Here 4 positive charge, 4 negative charge induces inside, 4 positive charge induces outside. Therefore, if a charged conductor is brought in the inside, that means internal contact, this is also called internal contact of a spherical shell, what will happen? All this positive charge induces negative charge inside and induces positive charge outside. That means charge always reside outside, positive charge outside. And suppose I keep on adding lot of charges. That means adding lot of charges means what here? Inducing lot of negative charge. This amount adding lot of charge here. And again what? Suppose there is a sharp corner is there. Say sharp corner. The charge will leak out. This is called action point. Here also action point. What is called action point? Action point means electric discharge takes place. Electric discharge takes place. That means what? I will give positive charge here, right? Discharging action point. These are called discharging action point. These are the two principles. What are the principles of Van de Graaff generator? Charge always reside outside the sphere. If a charge conductor is brought in the internal contact of the spherical shell, the charge are transformed to the surface. I am bringing positive charge. The positive charge are transformed outside. See, if I bring 4 positive charge, here 4 negative charge introduce. It introduces. Therefore, what happened? Here 4 positive charge formed. Actually, what is happening now? Look, I am bringing 4 positive charge. Electron, 4 electron from the metal comes and neutralize this. That means the metal loses 4 electron. Thereby 4 positive charges formed. This only will tell if a charge conductor is brought into the internal contact with the spherical shell, all the charges are transformed. All this positive charge transformed to the outer surface of the spherical shell. Understood? What actually happens is means this positive charge is neutralized by these electrons. In other words, the metal loses the electron and the electron goes here. Therefore, the metal gain positive charge. Charge always reside outside. Therefore, the 4 positive charge reside outside. This is the thing. And how this is, these electrons are due to the action point, discharging action point. The electric discharge, this is a pointed edge. All the electron flies off, right? This is the point, no? All the electrons from the metal comes and neutralized. If there is a positive charge, one electron goes and sit here and neutralize it. This is called the electrical discharge taken place at the point edge. Understood, no? This is the principle of Van de Graaff generator. Now, how it works? See the construction of this Van de Graaff generator is something. I'll try, let us see how much time it will take. Here, explain Van de Graaff generator charge. See, consider a large sphere. This is a sphere, right? It is mounted on a insulated column, right? Insulated column. Right, there is one belt here, here one pulley, here on 2 pulleys are there. This is the belt, will run through the 2 pulley, here one pulley, here another one pulley. That this pulley is connected to a motor. It drives, it rotates. This is the conveyor, right? Due to action point, see, look, here they call comb. Comb will be like this, right? There is the comb. Here what will happen? This is a metal brush. This is also called what? Metal brush, which delivers charges. What will happen here? Here you give, this is positive charge. What will happen? The electron from the belt neutralize. As a result, if there are 4 positive charge, 4 electrons will come and neutralize this. That belt carries this 4 positive charge here. Here there is another comb. This concave surface, is it not? Since this is a concave surface, this positive charge, 4 positive charge comes, and this is the sharp end. This is sharp edge. Here all electron will come and sit here. The electron flies and what? Neutralize this. All this positive charge neutralize, so that the comb, it become positive charge. The 4 positive charge come here. When the 4 positive charge comes here, the electron from this neutralizes, right? So that 4 positive charge form. For one rotation, 4 positive charge. Another rotation, another 4 positive charge. On several rotation, charges keep on increasing. When a charge added, what will happen? Potential also increases. Therefore, charge always reside outside. Therefore, capacitance is equal to what? What is the potential? Potential is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught charge by R. If R is the radius is more, right? A very, very big radius, and your charge keep increasing. This is constant, this is the constant. Potential keep increasing. If the small, see, here, potential, what is that? The small spherical radius, or here, radius of the sphere is very big here. Okay. The potential increases and generate high potential difference. Okay. This is used, see, what is the use of this Van de Graaff generator? Used to generate high potential difference. Okay. It is used for accelerated charge particles. You can accelerate charge particle, we can generate this. Therefore, this Van de Graaff generator, they will ask you to write the diagram, that's all. Okay. This is insulated supporting column. Insulating supported column. See, insulated supporting column. Alright. This conveyor belt. Just go through the textbook where they'll ask 1 mark question only, or they'll ask you to write the diagram for this Van de Graaff generator. Okay. This completes the one major part of it. We'll do level B hereafter. Okay. This is for NEET exams as well as for final exams to get above 70 or 80%. Okay, thank you.